Kelly Ripa, a queen of contemporary morning TV, is no stranger to getting into character, as evidenced by Live with Kelly and Mark's annual Halloween show. But as the seasoned All My Children and Hope and Faith actress tells Entertainment Weekly in an exclusive interview from the live set, there's a reason she hasn't returned to full-time acting during her talk show reign. "I try not to act so much anymore," Ripa, 55, explains to EW on a frigid December morning inside Liv's New York City studio. She and husband Mark Consuelos, 54, have co-hosted their daily daytime talk series for nearly 3 years, while Ripa is 24 years in on the iconic show, having started in 2001 alongside the late Regis Philbin. Ripa clarifies, "It's not that I don't appreciate it, it's not that I don't love it. But I really am devoted to this show and my Let's Talk Off-Camera podcast." While Consuelos, who first met his future wife on the set of All My Children before they married in 1996, regularly appears in film and TV projects amid co-hosting Live, including recurring roles on 911, The Girls on the Bus, and in the upcoming Scream 7 film. Ripa has been selective about parts that might take her away from her family since permanently joining Live in February 2001. "I feel like my plate is full. Also, we have 3 adult kids, and I like to be present in their endeavors," Ripa tells EW. "Our daughter Lola is now starting to perform in the music scene in London, so I like to be able to be present if she needs or wants me there." Ripa has, however, taken at least one leading role during her run on Live. She fronted the ABC sitcom Hope and Faith, which co-starred Faith Ford and ran from 2003 to 2006. While she enjoyed the sitcom, part of that experience, Ripa reflects, was a hard job balancing daily tapings in front of a live audience with her talk show duties. "When you're an actor, your schedule is not your own," says Ripa. Still, the actress has taken other smaller parts over the years, including guest spots on Ugly Betty, Hannah Montana, 30 Rock, Broad City, and opposite Consuelos in an episode of his popular Riverdale series. While she hasn't headlined a scripted TV series since Hope and Faith, she tells EW that the experience of working on the sitcom emboldened her to protect her peace on future sets, as she and Ford implemented a no-a-hole policy on set that holds true on Live. "We very quickly became super aligned in the fact that she had great people she always worked with, and I always had great people I always worked with. We combined that energy," Ripa recalls. "If there's any agitators, we just didn't tolerate it." Get your daily dose of entertainment news, celebrity updates, and what to watch with our EW Dispatch newsletter. Have you ever wondered why one of the most charismatic women on television simply stopped doing the one thing that made her famous in the first place? We all know Kelly Ripa as the queen of morning TV. She is the smiling face that wakes up America, the energetic force next to Mark Consuelos. But before the coffee mugs and the viral hosting moments, she was an actress. Really good one. From the drama of soap operas to the comedic timing of primetime sitcoms, she had Hollywood in the palm of her hand. But then, silence. No more movies. No more guest spots. No more recurring roles. For years, fans have asked, when is Kelly coming back to acting? Well, we finally have the answer, and honestly, it is not what you expect. It's not about the money, and it's not about the time. Kelly has just revealed the deep, emotional reason why she walked away from acting, and it is a confession that exposes the brutal reality of Hollywood. If you think you know her story, think again. Let's dive into the exclusive reason why Kelly Ripa put down the script for good. To truly understand why this revelation is so shocking, we have to look at the trajectory of the Kelly Ripa acting career. Most people today see her as a broadcaster, a journalist of sorts, or a personality. But her roots are deeply planted in the grind of acting. She spent over a decade playing Haley Vaughn on All My Children. That is not a small gig. That is a grueling, line-memorizing, emotional marathon. She then transitioned effortlessly into comedy with Hope and Faith. She had the range. She had the look. She had the talent. So, when she explains why she quit, we have to listen. In a recent candid discussion that has caught the industry off guard, Kelly stripped away the glamour and got real about her mental health and self-worth. She explained that acting, at its core, is a profession of waiting. It is a profession of asking for permission. When you are an actor, you are constantly waiting for a casting director, a producer, or a network executive to validate you. You are waiting for them to say, "You are good enough," or "You have the right look." Kelly revealed that this dynamic took a massive emotional toll on her. She described it as a transactional insecurity. Even when you are successful, you are basically a product waiting to be bought. And for Kelly, that lack of control became unsustainable. She contrasted this sharply with her current life. This brings us to a major point about her transition. When you watch Live with Kelly and Mark, you aren't watching a character. You aren't watching Hailey Vaughn. You are watching Kelly. She realized that she found much more peace, stability, and genuine happiness in simply being herself rather than pretending to be someone else. There is a specific quote she alluded to that really hits home. She mentioned that she doesn't have the patience or the desire to sit in a trailer for 3 hours, waiting for the lighting to be fixed, only to say 2 lines and go home wondering if she did a good job. The inefficiency of filmmaking and the anxiety of performance reviews, which is essentially what an audition or a scene take is, became something she no longer wanted to invite into her life. Think about that for a second. We often assume celebrities want to be in the biggest movies possible. We assume the end goal is an Oscar. But Kelly Ripa is showing us a different side of success. She is prioritizing her peace over her prestige. She also touched on a very relatable topic: the validation trap. In the acting world, if you don't get the part, it feels like a personal rejection. Feels like you were not enough. By stepping away from acting, she removed herself from that cycle of rejection. On her talk show, she is the boss. She controls the narrative. She owns the production. She doesn't have to wait for the phone to ring because she owns the phone. Now, it is interesting to look at the dynamic between her and her husband. Mark Consuelos is still very much an actor. He takes roles, he travels, he engages with that world. Kelly explained that watching him navigate that industry only solidified her decision to stay out of it. She supports him, she loves that he does it, but she has zero FOMO, fear of missing out. She is happy to be the audience, not the performer.